Hey friends, David Nuno here for the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs. If you're looking to step up your cocktail game, get insider info on seasonal releases or order online for same-day delivery. Just go to Specs Online because the fun starts there. I'm talking a little lower than normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just kind of relaxed because it's our last weekend of kind of chill before it goes.
Game week.
Game week, baby.
The calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm. That's right. I'm very calm right now. Reese Nygren, favorite part of the show?
Ava Underwood.
Huh.
She was pretty good.
Yeah. You would make a good librarian. Your voice seems to fit that right there. Like the way you just did that. Section C4. Dewey Decimal System C4. I don't know. Is that C4? Would that be a library?
No.
I don't think that would be a library. She seems like a parking garage building.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kate, favorite part of the show?
I will say your recorded interview with Buddy Johnson, although Randy Bullock was also pretty sweet.
I didn't think you could get as monotone as you just did there. I didn't think that was possible. That was the most monotone ever.
That was fairly monotone.
That was very monotone. If I raise my game, will you guys raise your game with it? Who's
good.
on the rewind, Kate?
Well, so we have...
No, you can't do it.
I'm sorry. I can't emote like that. But Randy Bullock, Ava Underwood, Buddy Johnson, and then Billy Liucci, player number 1 in 25 and 25.
I kind of wish we would have also had Frank Underwood on the show, but you guys don't know who that is.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Those on the YouTube page, comment below. All right, here's the rewind.
You made a lot of money that year. I lost some, but were you in just some kicking zone? And how do you get there?
I think it's just one of those things. It's confidence, it's preparation, it's your off season. It's kind of everything. And it was a blast. Everything just kind of fell into place for me. Not for any reason other than hard work, but it was great. It was a lot of fun. It gave me an opportunity to make a living doing what I love. And it was just overall a blast. And you kind of take it for granted because you get an opportunity to finally go back and kind of talk through some of this stuff. And it's like, wow, that was 12 years ago, but it was a blink of an eye.
Do you coach kicking at all?
I'll help some guys here in the local area. As I got older, wasn't as easy to get on the high school fields to use for training purposes and stuff like that. So like, hey, I'll work with your guys if you let me. I worked with the John Cooper School here in the Woodlands for a long time. They gave me access to the fields, and I tried to help them. So kind of trying to find ways, but once you got to probably about your early 30s, they weren't just looking to open the door for you to be on campus.
Randy, what are your memories of the Nebraska game, the field goal game? 3 field goals, 9-6 victory. What are your memories of that game?
To me, that was probably the best college football atmosphere we had. It's for the longest time, that was when everything just started rolling for us. We beat OU, we beat TU, we beat Nebraska. That was 2010, and it was just an awesome experience for all of us. That was the first time I think everybody had actually rushed the field, Kyle Field. You see that kind of on all the highlight videos, and it was just an unbelievable experience.
If you're watching another kicker struggle, can you, as a kicker, be able to, just watch them and say, okay, this is what's going wrong. This is what you're doing?
I can. I typically don't. If there's a guy that's struggling or something like that, a lot of times we'll reach out. It's a pretty small network, especially at that level. But, everybody kind of knows everybody, and everybody kind of does things the way that they do them. It's you might see it your way, but it's kind of like a golf swing. So there's not one way to do it. You just kind of got to perfect your craft in way that you do it.
I think we got something here this year because I'm hoping that might be the case this year in 25 for the Ags, where you've got a veteran team coming back, offensive line, defensive players that are hopefully taking a big step. Was there a point where you kind of knew, we got something?
I don't think the switch actually flipped for us until after we played Alabama. I remember playing Alabama, and I was like, I kid you not, like during the game, like I was crying, like real tears. Like I don't even know why. I was just like, man, like this is not how I want to leave a legacy. Like because I pretty much knew that was probably going to be my last year. I'm like, I've never beat Alabama. I'm like, this was like already in the fourth quarter. I'm like, man, like this is tough. I was like, okay. So after that game, I told myself like, I have to figure out, because I was a leader at the time, like me, Kellen, and a couple more guys. I'm like, okay, I have to figure out how to get this defense to, pretty much buy into what Coach Elko wanted us to do. And that was pretty much one of my main focal points on the year, to pretty much get guys to buy in, stay locked in, stay focused. Because, college is about maturing as a player, maturing as a son, as a father, all of those things. But, a lot of guys are immature, and you have to get guys to pretty much buy in, because you coming from a whole different ball game in high school. It's like we just out there for real. But in college, it's like it's a mini NFL, really, especially when Coach Elko came in and his playbook was like, it was like all these plays, and it's like all these communications, all these different adjustments, and I'm like, okay, this is what it's really like. So, at that point, I'm like, I got to really be a leader. And I remember Coach Elko coming up to me like when Tyrell Dotson and Atara Alaka, they left, and he was like, we need somebody to step up and be the leader of this defense, and I feel like you're super capable of that, but only you can do that, and nobody else can pretty much, do that for you. So I feel like he challenged me, and that's why I'm so happy that he was my defensive coordinator, because, it's like I always think about Coach Elko, like he gonna challenge his players, but it's for the better, and I feel like he gave me a challenge, and to this day, man, I'm like, okay, like I got to be a leader of the team somehow, some way, and show that I'm capable of it.
When did you know, okay, this team, because I asked about Jamie, but about the team itself, like, Bird had an unfortunate last season here, and I love Bird. She was one of my favorites to deal with.
Yeah.
Jamie starts building the program, and then last year, you guys get far, Sweet 16, you got the Wisconsin matchup. Just when did it click, like, okay, we can go real far?
I think there's been a couple of moments, and like, of course, with Jamie being here, there's been a lot of growing pains of just like he came on, took on a new team. Year 2 is supposedly always the hardest, and when we made it to the Sweet 16, it was like, we've got something special here. I think when we, of course, I'm going to say this is one of my favorite games I've played in, but I think it was the turning point is when we beat Texas at Texas, and that was kind of like the pivotal moment for us of like, this is it, like we can really make a wave. And so I think it's just been a progressive, like, just climb to keep getting better and better. And this summer we put in a lot of really good work. We got a good transfer. We got our freshmen in. So I just think all the pieces are falling into place and quicker than I had ever hoped and expected. So this
team now, kind of one of the hunted, right? Like
yes.
with the expectations.
Yeah.
How does that change? I don't want to say mindset, but just Jamie's really good as the hunter, right?
Yeah.
And now the team's got to be the hunted. And I still think it's the same kind of formula.
Yeah, we loved being the underdog last year. It was our favorite place to go in and wreck someone's world in their home place. Like that was awesome. But it's a cool change because now we are the hunted, like you said. And I think it does show in our practice environment how we value that and we understand that. Like you said, we get after it in the gym. Like that is going to be something that, prevails us in the season of being able to be the hunted.
Yeah.
Not be the hunted at the same time.
How much of a responsibility do the older players feel, the veteran players, I should say, that, all right, we have this ranking, we have these expectations, we've got to go do it. We got to live up to it.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. I think for us, it's like there's a core of us that have been here through it all, and it's just like it's our last year, and we just want to leave it all out there and push this place to, again, like I said earlier, of like a place where we haven't been. Because I think we're very capable of doing it. So I'm pumped.
Billy, number 1 on the list was Le'Veon Moss.
Should be. I think that we saw that last year. I don't think any reason to think it wouldn't be this year. This is a guy that, I think if he wasn't a running back, would be A&M's highest projected draft prospect. That running back position is just tricky to tell. But I think he's one of the most prototypical NFL backs playing college football right now. He's a guy that I remember when, people forget, A&M flipped him from Bama. And he's from Louisiana, and LSU made a furious run at him late. I think they've tried to get him out of the portal more than once since he left the state. He stayed loyal to A&M even through coaching change. But I know Jimbo Fisher told me when they signed Le'Veon that he thought, after that first impression, like where the true freshmen are right now for Mike Elko, he had told me he thought he could end up being one of the best to ever come through A&M. Sounded like a lot at the time. Now you watch him, and you wonder what last season would have looked like had he not gotten injured versus what he'd be. Now, in fairness, he might be in the NFL right now. And I'm not saying that is some good thing. I would love to see Le'Veon be able to fulfill his dream and provide for his family. He's got little kids. But what happened. He's back. And I think he's going to be one of the best running backs in the Southeastern Conference, if not all of college football. And it's because, like, the guy's got power, he's got speed, he's got a throwback mentality at the position.
Mm-hmm.
He is everything that you want, that you think of when you think of a Southeastern Conference tailback. Going back to when, like, if you're 70 years old, this guy could have played in the Southeastern Conference. If you're 50, you remember the running backs when you were younger. He's that style. If you've been out of college 10 years and you remember some of those Bama backs and those LSU backs, the great stable Phil Fulmer had at Tennessee, what Georgia's recently had under Kirby in these several years. Like, that is, Le'Veon Moss is that caliber and that style of runner.
All right, do me a favor, Nygren. I want you to tell the people what to do, and then I want Kay to try to do it in French accent.
Okay. The people need to like, comment, subscribe, and come back on Monday for more.
Go ahead.
Like, comment, subscribe, oui. Come back Monday.
Gosh, we are so stupid. Thanks so much for watching.